Do. What? What are you growling? Everything's fine. What? Don't start with me. This is Marlo, my troublemaking dog. And upstairs is actually my niece. I don't think she wants me to film, but I have to. She's a little grumpy. Brought my mom back. And this is Titan. This guy's really adorable. You wanna come up and you wanna chill here for a bit? You wanna just lay down on my stomach and not do anything while I film? Okay, so a couple weeks ago, I ordered a DNA testing kit through 23andMe. Now, if you guys are unfamiliar with 23andMe, they are a DNA testing company that tests your ancestry through thousands and thousands of years back, comparing what genetic material that they've gathered. And I've seen a lot of videos of people finding out their ancestry results through 23andMe. And a lot of them are not 100% what they claim to be in regards to their heritage. Now, for my last video, I've mentioned that both my parents are Chinese. I would assume that I'm not 100% Chinese. I am praying that I have some Genghis Khan Mongolian warrior blood in me. That would be so badass if I did. And if not, I'd be slightly pretty disappointed. And with myself having a Chinese background, you know, there's a good chance that I may have some Mongolian warrior blood in me. Genghis Khan did a shit ton of conquering back in those days, so I could be mixed Mongolian, who knows? Anywho, you order the testing kit online, you get the testing tube, you spit in your saliva. I feel like I'm in a low budget porno right now. And you return your saliva sample back to 23andMe, where they do genotyping, testing, all that fun stuff. And in a couple weeks, you receive your results, and I've got my results back. And just a heads up, this is not a sponsored video. I paid for this testing kit out of pocket. This is not an ad. Like they're gonna sponsor me. Like I have 600 subscribers. Come on. I actually got my test results back. What the fuck? Damn it. Okay, so the first part, I'm Chinese, obviously, but I'm 65.5% Chinese of mainland China. And then it states, China is home to one of the world's earliest and most enduring civilizations, with over 50 official ethnic groups, including the Han Chinese. Han Chinese represent! We predict you had ancestors in mainland China within the last 200 years. Yeah, like my aunt, uncle, my parents. Okay, the next part. I am 14.9% Chinese Dai. It says most Chinese Dai live in Yunnan province and are genetically more similar to their Vietnamese neighbors than they are to the Han Chinese. I mean, I do love pho. I do have Vietnamese friends. Vietnam's one of my top 5 favorite countries. And I'm pretty dark for a Chinese guy, so yeah, it does kind of make sense. I'll attribute it to that. And the last part is I am 19.5% broadly Chinese and Southeast Asian. Hi, my name's Forrest. I'm broadly Chinese. What kind of description is broadly Chinese? Okay. And it states, from the expansive plains of Central Asia to the islands of Eastern Indonesia, the people of China and Southeast Asia share genetic similarities dating back to the arrival of humans in the region over 40,000 years ago. Broadly Chinese and Southeast Asian DNA, likely driven in part by the spread of agriculture within the last few thousand years, matches several specific populations and is difficult to assign to just one. Okay, so I feel like this last part gets really ambiguous. And it's like, it gets really ambiguous, it really generalizes a lot. I feel like with this description, it doesn't really clear up. It matches several specific populations and is difficult to assign to just one. I thought I would assume that this would be a more accurate specific DNA testing, but then again, it is hard to decode thousands and thousands of years of genetic DNA. I feel like this whole process is always going to still be in research and development. So I guess this part, I do have a lot of similarities. Oh, so I could possibly be part Indonesian. So all 3 of those categories, that totals up to 99.9% East Asian and Native American. I'm still kind of confused about the Native American part. And the 0.1%, I am Western Asian and North African. All right, it says, the peoples of Western Asia and North Africa have not only genetic but also deep linguistic connections with one another. Broadly, Western Asian and North African DNA reflects shared roots, possibly dating back to some of the earliest migrations out of Africa, like blah, blah, blah. So I feel like you're always gonna get that 0.1% from Africa, because we did all, because human civilization did start in Africa, So it makes sense that I'm, I guess, Western Asian and North Africa. All right. Okay. All right. Well, I'm a little disappointed that I'm not part Mongolian. I would love to have some warrior blood in me and start pillaging and... No, I'm not gonna pillage. That's kind of messed up. But, you know, just the idea of, like, having mixed ethnicities in me. Some of the other results, you know, I was expecting I would have some Mongolian in me, or maybe some South American or African or European ancestry in me, but no, that's not the case. 100% China. Okay. Well, that's pretty much my results. I'm 100% Chinese, Chinese dye, and broadly Chinese and Southeast Asian. I feel like if you guys are really curious or interested in finding out your genetic ancestry, 23andMe is pretty much a good starting tool. They're still working on the specifics and trying to narrow down your genetic DNA. And I feel like some of the descriptions like broadly Chinese or Southeast Asian, I'm broadly Chinese and Southeast Asian that have similar DNAs. I feel like that's I feel like that's too broad of a term. In regards to that, I feel like you're gonna have a lot of broad results, such as that. Broadly Chinese. Broadly Chinese. I mean, but despite that, it's still a fun thing to get your DNA tested. Just spit in a tube, provide your saliva sample, get your results, and find something interesting. It's good to know. But anywho, I think I'm gonna have to stop filming because this guy's fast asleep. This guy's starting to snore right now in my arms. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out. Bye. Good night, buddy. Do you want to come over here? Bobo! What's up? Oh, no, no, no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. Camera. That's my niece, Cora. It's also my brother-in-law, Terry. I think Cora hates me right now. You want to sit? Do you want to sit right here? No? No?